3, 2, 1. Let's go! I love country because it's real.
It's just my lifestyle.
It's who I am.
That's what country is.
It's about family. It's about America.
It's Britt on the road.
From the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
Let me show you how a country girl gets it done, y'all.
You're on with Britt Bailey.
All right, we are at the Las Vegas Convention Center for the National Finals Rodeo. Taylor Rousseau, we have you here with us. You are a major influencer when it comes to all things country. Tell me a little bit about how you kind of got started with all of this.
As I tell everybody, it's like an accident that I got started in any of this. I just hopped on TikTok like everybody else did when it was popping in the it thing to do. And then I had a viral video, and then I had another viral video. Words are hard, sorry.
It's so the early morning. Words are definitely hard.
And then it just kind of happened, and then people were like, oh, where'd you get this? Where'd you get that? And so it just like snowballed into what it is today. It was so unplanned.
Yeah.
I had no strategy for it. It just happened, but here I am, and I love what I do, and I wouldn't change it for anything. I've been so blessed with all of it. So
that is so fantastic. So tell me a little bit about your viral video that first went viral. Like, how was that, and what was it?
Well, it was actually really crazy. I was like fangirling. I'm like, oh my gosh, Mom, I got so many likes, so many views. It got like 1.2 million likes.
Wow.
And it was the trend, like, you have no makeup on and you have like red teeth or yellow teeth and like pimples all over your face, and then you transition into a really cute outfit with your hair done and makeup and all that stuff, which is what started like all the fashion stuff. And yeah, it went viral like so unintentionally, and
Very
I was
cool.
like, oh my gosh, I feel so cool. And and now it's like every day, kind of like It's not as big of a shock anymore.
That's fantastic. So do you kind of still feel like, okay, I need so many likes on this or so many hearts on this on TikTok to be able to make this one worth it? Or do you kind of watch those trends? Or do you just do you?
I try to set the trends, not follow them. I'm one of those people, but I do like to, if it's a really cute trend, I like to put my own little twist on it and do it. But I'm not really a likes person. I'm more of just me. Like I've never really been into the follows and the likes. Of course, everybody's like, oh yeah, like I'm excited, but I try to stay away from putting too much pressure on getting too many likes or too many follows, and just do me.
Yeah.
And I know that if it's God's plan, it's going to happen. So
it's very true.
Yeah.
Now you come from more of a country background, more of a Texas country background.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of country there. So you have a lot of like with your dad and that type of thing. So tell me a little bit about how the Buckle Bunny status kind of came forward.
So starting in Western fashion, I just always like, it's not what it just became this big thing, you know, people are starting to pick up on it and, oh, it's so cool. And then you get the people that, oh, well, I was doing it before it was cool. That was me. I was doing it, you know, it's a lifestyle. So whenever I started posting Western fashion and like telling people where I got my outfits, I didn't realize how mean people are.
Oh,
like I didn't, like what? I was like, I didn't realize that like country was like the coolest thing ever, and you only have to look like this or do this to belong. So when I was posting those videos, I didn't think, oh, this is going to turn into anything. It's just like what I do. And then it turned it in Buckle Bunny. And I'm like, guys, if y'all met my dad, you would never say that ever. And like I always say, it's more about character and how you're raised, your morals, than anything.
Correct.
It's not in your closet. So you can be like a really good, humble, honest, hardworking person and have the best closet out there, and I will applaud you for that.
Yes.
And that's okay. So once the Buckle Bunny comments started coming in, and I see it on every other Western fashion influencer's page as well, and then you see them trying to prove themselves, like, oh, I belong here.
Right.
And that broke my heart a little bit. And I was like, you know, one day my little sister's going to be in the same position, and I would like to have changed that for her. So I kind of see my followers as that like same little sister, and try to make a difference for them. So I started the Queen Buckle Bunny, that self-proclaimed Queen Buckle Bunny, as like a positive thing instead of something that somebody can use against me to say that I don't belong.
Right.
So I'm doing my best to make like more of a positive twist on that.
That's fantastic. And have you seen a lot of your followers really like reach out to you and be like, my gosh, thank you so much?
It's brought me to tears several times. Anytime I get something new in the mail, like just recently I got a girl made me a bracelet that says Queen Buckle Bunny and sent me a letter in the mail thanking me for changing her life. She said she had got bullied in school because she's from California, so Western wear is like not really a thing there. It's just now becoming one. And she sent me a letter thanking me for making a difference in her, and then she signed it, "Your fellow Buckle Bunny," and that makes it all worth it. Like I could get the meanest comments ever, but you send me a letter like that, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. Like this is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it's funny because it doesn't matter what age group. There's always been, the song, Country Before Country was cool and stuff. I even remember when I was a kid and the bareback colored jeans were the newest fashion that came through. And there was only like 3 of us that would wear that in our entire school. And of course, we're from small town Iowa. And so it's definitely not as country as Texas by any means. And so when you wore those, you definitely got those derogatory terms at that time, derogatory terms about being a buckle bunny. And it's like, I just love that now there's so much out there on social media, and I know people dog on social media a lot, that it's a bad thing, but I think it's a really good thing too when people like yourself do positive things for people that wouldn't have been 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and people that you probably get some of the older generation going, you know what, kudos to her for standing up for all of this.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I had somebody say, oh, well, you only have younger followers. You'd be so shocked at the older generation that message me and say, hey, I'm 30 something years old, I have 2 kids, but I look up to you. And I'm like, what? Like, that's so awesome to me. And you'd be surprised if you look at my age range. It all goes all the way up to like 60 something. So
awesome.
I do have that little bit of reach, and that's awesome to hear. Like that. I always say age doesn't breed wisdom, like experiences do. So I always try to like give my experiences to hopefully help somebody. So social media can be good if it's in the right hands.
Correct. Speaking of social media, this is a full-time job for you. Like being able to create content, thinking up content, it really takes a marketing perspective also on top of all of the other things that you have to do. How much of this were you not ready for?
All of it? Is that like a correct answer? Like people are, oh, you do so well at it. I'm like, you don't see the behind the scenes. So my dad walked into my room one day and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, working, but on my phone. No one knows. Like, they're like, you don't look like you're working. Then he looked at my to-do list. It's 50 things long. And he's like, how do you get anything done with a to-do list that long? I'm like, take it one day at a time, like one thing at a time and mark it off the list. It's crazy the amount of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't really realize. But yeah, I was not expecting it to be as much work as it is. And people are like, you just film videos. Like, it's not that hard. I'm like,
It's hard.
Yeah, it is. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Exactly.
So.
We get the same, you just talk on the radio. You just sit down and you talk. And it's like, you have no idea the prep that goes into stuff. And I think that when you're doing it correctly, it looks flawless. And it looks like it's not a lot of work, which is good in that aspect. If people are feeling that, gosh, you just go out and you do, and you make it look effortless.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. I said, I do. But no, I was just like agreeing with you. Thank you.
Yeah. So how is it when you do a lot of these videos? One of the things that you see a lot of people in the middle of a crowd starting to do some sort of video. Have you gotten past the whole, I don't care if I'm embarrassed and whatever I'm doing, or does it still hit you?
No, I've never been the girl that's embarrassed by anything. I'm like, please give me all the stares, the looks, any kind of mean girl vibes I'm okay with. I'm like, let's be friends. You'll like me, I promise, if you talk to me. Stare at me, laugh at me. I don't know. I don't care. I've never been
either way, follow
to be embarrassed. Yeah, I'm like, here's my social media ad, promo.
Exactly.
But yeah, I've never really been like an embarrassed. Like I said, I never really get nervous. So this was like my thing. I didn't realize it when I was younger, but God has been preparing me for this my entire life.
That's awesome.
So filming a TikTok, taking pictures, I'm just like work.
That's fantastic.
The people look up to that, and then they're like, oh, she does it, I can do it too.
Right, exactly. It definitely takes one person to set the trend and to set the mode with it. And you definitely are a trendsetter. It's very noticeable. You've got over 1 million followers on TikTok. I was just on your Instagram right before you got here, and you've got almost 80,000 followers on Instagram. And you have so much stuff. If you guys haven't seen this, you need to go onto her Instagram and onto her TikTok. Follow her. It's very easy. It's Taylor Rousseau, and it's very easy to spell too. It really comes up as the first person, even when you just put in the first 3 letters of your last name.
That's so good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes. And it's very cool because Instagram is one of those that's very hard to figure out people don't realize it's not just posting photos. It's also trying to figure out your color palette too. And I love your color palette in this because of the turquoises and the red or the blues and the whites. It's just so good.
Thank you so much. And people don't that's one of those things. They're like, oh, it's so easy. But it took me 2 years to figure out Lightroom.
Yeah.
I had it on my phone, and I'm like, how do you edit photos? I have no idea. So people are always like, how do you do it? I'm like, you have 2 years to sit down and let's talk about it, because that's how long it took me to figure it out.
Yeah.
So.
Oh goodness.
But thank you. That's an awesome compliment. Thank you.
Well, you are very welcome. Well, I appreciate you taking some time here with us on the stage at the Las Vegas Convention Center to be able to talk to everybody a little bit about this. Give the people that are listening just one piece of advice on if they're thinking about going into this. What would be your one piece of advice?
If you're thinking on doing social media full time, my best piece of advice is to just stay you. Okay, I'm gonna. Words are hard.
They are.
My best.
Coffee is necessary.
And I didn't have any, so.
She's sitting here with a water. I admire her.
Thanks. Normally it's a Coke, so.
There you go.
But yeah, my best piece of advice is just stay you and don't let anybody bully you into being something that you're not. You'll always get further in it if you're doing exactly what you want to do and what you're called to do. You don't have to pretend to be anything that you're not to get the likes or the views or anything like that. The people will come.
Awesome. Well, and speaking of people coming and finding you, you have some amazing sponsors. You're going to be doing some stuff here during the rest of the time at the NFR. Talk a little bit about your awesome sponsors. Go ahead and list them.
Yeah,
because they are great, because you can see her outfits are fantastic.
So I'm actually wearing a sparkle band. You'll find them here as well. They have the cutest setup, a little photo booth with a trailer. Check them out, so cute. Bex as well. I'll be doing a photo shoot with Bex, so stay tuned with all of that cool footage. And then, what was the other one? You say I'm good at my job, and then now I can't. You put me on the spot, and I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, we go through it. Hats, shirts, jeans, boots.
Meryl Norman. She's like
makeup.
Yeah. So Meryl Norman as well. So a little app for them. They have some good makeup products. Overlooked for sure. I just went there. I got some lip glosses and stuff. It's awesome.
Fantastic.
Very awesome.
Well, and especially here at the NFR, you've got to stay. I mean, it's hard to keep your makeup on when you're in around the arena dirt and you're walking all the way across the Cowboy Christmases.
Yes, it's like dry here.
It is, definitely. And so if your makeup can keep you moisturized and also looking great, it's a win-win for NFR.
For sure. You got to last all day. You got the morning and the night. You got to be able to pull both.
There's a third shift. There's a morning, there's an afternoon, and then there's the night.
Yeah. I'm skipping the afternoon and taking a nap, though, so that's where I'll be.
I am jealous. But thank you so much, Taylor, for coming on with us today and being part of all the stuff that we have going on here at the ranch and at the Country Moose.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
That's what we do. That's what we love. Love it.
That was another On the Road exclusive with Britt.
That's perfect. We'll take it.
Social butterfly.
I can't believe this thing went viral.